Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of VRChat World Exploration, a series dedicated to virtual worlds and their impact on their players and creators. Today, we have uh, Wulfie's. How did I forget the name of this place? Wulfie's Hangout and Sleep by Wulfie. Now, a major thing I'm going to say this world's actually quite old, and that's why I came here today. And a basic summary is that I was told by some VRChat veteran friends of mine that this world has been around since 2019, and it was a staple back during that era of VRChat, which was 7 years ago now. And back when the instance cap for players was 48. Now we actually have experimental instances for this game that can go up to as high as 160 concurrent players, I believe. It might be a little less than that, but there's experimental instances with absurd player counts. And, you know, back during the time of this world, which was 2019, 48 players was a lot. This world the geometry here is pretty primitive, and a lot of the functionality may be broken here because it was the last time this world was updated was before the version of Unity that VRChat runs on even came out. So we're definitely a little old here. So we're gonna get going. I'm looking at the skybox. I recognize a lot of like the stuff in the skybox. But yeah. So here we are. I actually came here last night because a friend of mine wanted to show me. That's how I was put on my radar. Um, which is pretty cool. Um, I think this world's pretty cool. Um, it's pretty neat. This world's pretty neat. I've been a fan of like old experimental bullshit like this for a while. Um, and yeah, so we're gonna uh explore this one. I can see the skybox seeming. The pillars here? The pillars of creation here? Yes, they are. I can see them poking out. Oh, this is cool. All right, cool. Uh, but yeah, it's Nia from Xenoblade. Make sure that's up. I see how much of the stuff here. Yeah, no. Most of the. Oh, they added like a new button for the SDK version. There we go. Huh. Light levels. How does this work? Okay. Avatar brightness. Oh, so it's like all the dynamic objects that are lit by shadow probes have their own lighting that can be changed. And then the lounge. Now this world hasn't been updated since I believe spring of 2020, so this is 6 years old, and it was broken by SDK 3.0. So this one's a little it's a little old feeling, all right. The performance destroying coffee prefab. Okay, you can't actually drink it, it just disables the smoke. Oh, these wait. Hell yeah. This light level adjust here. Darker. What does darker mean? Rain? Oh! Wow, that looks like Unity particle system rain. And then another mirror button, which okay. Oh, my calibration's all off. Okay. Well, that was that. All these are old as dirt bases. Alright. Floor mirror. Okay, now that's cool. Sky mirror. Okay. Particles. Bloom. More bloom. More! Alright. It's weird to be in this place without, like, a million people running around and being blasted with a 24-ohm fucking flashlight. Alright. Yeah, this feels like early VRChat. I wonder if this is Unity. It looks like it's Unity terrain, like, outright. Very performant if it is. Ah, the old way of billboarding grass. You can't animate it when you billboard it like that. So fireflies are also billboards. And they're based on screen space, so if you rotate your head, they turn. This one's purple. Does it do anything? I feel like I'm moving slower than I did when I was last night. What did that change? I can't change it back. Did it make those, like, the shooting stars bigger? Oh, this world is really pretty. It did. Whoa. They have this music playing. It seems like it's global because I couldn't find a media player, so can't do anything about that. God, that looks like a this kind of does give like Minecraft vibes. All right. I wonder how bad you can bug the collision out. Yeah, as expected. Oh, Christ. Huh. I like the spark particles. Those look really cool. Oh man, these old VR ready assets. Oh man. Look at the UVs. That shit's all fucked up. That used to just be accepted as like just a fact of life when it came to making stuff. There's such a higher standard of quality for like VRChat worlds and Unity stuff in general now. There's more. Where are these like purple sprites? That one's okay. You can't interact with these, I don't think. No. What about... No. Okay. And I was very surprised to see this. A very early, proper water surface physics prefab. Of course, there's no real water physics. It's just like a deforming surface texture. But still, that looks really good. Like the refraction off the edges and stuff. That looks great. Well, not refraction, like the bouncing. That looks good. Is this music from like Xenoblade or something? It sounds like it's from Xenoblade. Fiora! Rhine! I've seen this gazebo in a few clips from years ago. Gosh, and this must have been before full body really got, like, easier to do. You only really had one choice to do full body back then, and it was ludicrously expensive and required you to only have one specific headset and setup. You had to have lighthouse tracking, and you had to use the Vive trackers. Now, how do I get back? Probably just by hitting the respawn switch. Okay. That's cute. It does work! It works! That's cute. Oh my god, yeah, this sounds like some Xenoblade shit. Just seeing Nia there and then hearing this, it's like, oh my god. Yeah, I wanted the ear pens. Okay, so there is a video player. Oh gosh. Move sofa. Do they have colliders? You can grab screen. Oh! What video player is this? I've never seen this one. I'm not gonna play anything on it because it's probably gonna break and it probably uses like a bunch of old hooks. This music is really nice, and this room is very, very simple. There's only like 2 light sources. Technically, there is a light behind the screen. So yeah, this room has 3 light sources. Don't let anyone ever tell you can't make a nice space with like only 1 or 2 light sources. This shit looks great. Technically 3 if you count like the really faint light from the skybox that I imagine. I mean, it doesn't really look like the skybox has light. Because everything is just so dark and in shadow and stuff, but like even the parts that are open exposed still look quite dark, but Alright. This world has 2.3 million visits. You can imagine all of the things that have happened here, all the conversations, all of the fun, all of the joy. And this world is so goddamn corny in like the most VRChat way possible. The dirt is missing on the plant. That's a really low, like, miniature sofa. Okay. This was actually a little bit shorter than I was expecting it to be. Okay. That's fine. God, this skybox, the way they have, like, all, like, the particles, and then, like, the shooting stars, and just, like, the really, really detailed high-res skybox. It's very nice. It's a very nice space to be in. I like this a lot. I really, really like this. Uh-huh. What are you doing with that mirror up there? What are you doing with that mirror up there? I know what you're doing. I know what you are. Okay, so the angled mirror has a collider. Yeah, the angled mirror has a collider. Yeah, this is that old school VRChat jank. Yeah. It's also, yeah, like there's just no colliders on the beds or anything. That, like, adding colliders and then adding a no collider switch is like a new concept in world design. You could tell this was baked using Unity's default light mapper because it is just it looks weird. There's a lot of artifacting and stuff. And then like the reflection probes too are super low res. I mean, I say that, but that's the reflection probe. You can tell it's a reflection probe because none of the dynamic objects pop up in it. The zero gravity pillows. I like that. I like that. Pillow pickup lights. What does lights mean? You can brighten this. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you can really see the light mapping errors. I can taste that drywall. Yeah, Yeah, I can taste the drywall there. Oh, you can actually turn the lights technically. Well, you're not turning them off. It's just dimming the light maps. Love how jank it is. That's really fun. Alright, well, let's see if there's any secrets around. Yeah, this world was a pretty well-known meeting ground for big instances and things like that, because it was one of the only worlds of its kind. There's a secret code. 1111111. Damn it. I don't know why that's grabbable mirrors. What the dude, oh my god, everything is grabbable in this world. That's cute. And... Are these meant to be peaches? Oh. Come on, Morgana, we're going to the Neo one. Nia, not Neo. Alright. Oh, that's pretty much it, I guess. Oh, come on. He doesn't have physics. You can't throw him. I'm just gonna try to throw Morgana off the top of the mountain as hard as I could. It was forbidden. I'm sorry, Morgana. I like that it's just actually the model just in T-pose. They didn't try to pose him or anything. Like, they just fucking T-posed Morgana. Looking cool, Joker. Looking cool. Fuck out of the way. Oh. This was a pretty nice short one, I guess. I'm gonna... Oh. Okay. Camera mode, stream. There we go. Alright. So, that has been Wulfie's, I forget the name of the world again. Hangout and Sleep, by Wulfie. This is the only world created by this creator, which is extremely interesting, because it's so interesting. I mean, it's also really neat because of the cultural significance. I mean, I can say that, obviously I can't demonstrate it as easily, but showing off a world that doesn't get as much attention as it used to, even though in its heyday it got so much, is interesting. It feels like I'm looking at a real, almost historical piece of art. That's exactly what this is. It's a real historical piece. And world creation has improved so much. We have these, like, birch trees that are clearly, like, store-bought assets. You know? We got, like, the weird terrain oddities that you can see all around me. I don't understand what's going on with that, but they did it anyway, even if it looks a little odd. And that is the nature of VRChat world creation. We have so many tools, even for stuff like this, like this grass, like these grass billboards. We have shaders now that you can go and just like get for free that just do this, but way better, way more performance efficient. They actually and just have so many more features for fidelity and immersion. We have globally playing music that can't be turned off for some reason. It can be, actually, I think. I just missed it. But ancient media players, collision on objects that shouldn't have collision, no collision on objects that should have optional collision, billboards that are done entirely in the screen space, like this one, where if you, like, tilt your head at all, it tilts the entire sprite with you. That's a really weird piece of jank that can feel really disorienting, and you don't see it done nearly as much anymore because we have tools and we have shaders that are specifically designed. But back in 2019, the VRChat ecosystem was not like this. Most of the avatars that you see people running around with now that are like mine, that are hyper customizable and have a bunch of community-made add-ons, that's a recent invention. That happened over COVID. This is what pre-COVID VRChat was like. I think that's really important because everybody and their mom started playing VRChat over COVID, and that's so interesting because this world, this design is before that. This is when VRChat was still for the nerds, the weirdos, the freaks. It still kind of is in a way, but the bar to entry was so much higher, the standards were so much lower, and the dedication and love was so much more deeply set instead of just being something you become exposed to and instantly fall in love with. This user, who knows if they're still around, because a lot of users from this time period have left VRChat. But, I mean, the VRChat averages over 50,000 players on the Steam platform alone, let alone on anything else. And that's insane. Last night, it averaged over 56,000 players. 56,000 concurrent players. When this world was made, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up and throw it up on screen. I can guarantee you it was like maybe like all-time peak was maybe at most 20k at this time. So this world's an interesting piece for that. The early VRChat streamers would host community meetups here. Groups would host their meetups here because all of their members could be in one instance at the same time. And the world is beautifully performant. It is actually probably one of, if not the best performing world I have covered here. This performs leagues better than anything now, like the Black Cat. As much as I think that world is very pretty and pretty high fidelity, it has had worsening performance the more updates it's received since its inception in 2018. But this is early VRChat. VRChat technically existed as far back as 2016, but it didn't really have a presence until 2019. And this world was made in 2019. This is when we didn't have special made tools for exporting things for VRChat, or making avatars, or a billion customizable avatar bases that fit any taste of any person you could think of. That did not exist. And that's what makes this world so important, and such an important piece of VRChat history and culture. So I think I've yapped for 5 minutes. That's way too long. But that's been this world. So I think that's it. I think that's it's bye. And thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time.